right, everyone. Welcome to the Talkin Moto podcast presented by ScottKingDesigns.com. Monday, January 19th. A2, round 3, done and in the books. Thanks to Jason. Put that together, huh? Finally used it for you.
I like it.
I thought it was okay. I trimmed it up a little bit. It's not the
it needed some trimming.
But it's okay.
I left it long, man, so you could, fade out and be all professional with it.
Well, I tried to fade it out a little bit, so thank you.
If when Chad and Andy hear it, I'm totally going to be called out. I know it, but whatever.
It'll be okay.
They're going to know where I stole it from, but
we don't steal things.
I borrow. I borrowed part of it. We'll put it that way.
So, all right, guys, thanks for listening. Remember, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube. Got all kinds of good stuff on the TalkinMoto.com website, the Amazon banner. Working on some t-shirts and stickers and all that other fun stuff. So make sure to like us on Facebook. Either search Talkin Moto or it's simply facebook.com/Talkin Moto. Hit us up on Twitter at Talkin Moto, Instagram at Talkin Moto Podcast.
Yeah.
Chris seems to think we're going to get copyright infringements on that.
Well, more than likely.
The worst they can do is tell us to knock it off. And then
knock what off?
Well, some people get a little sensitive. We'll be okay.
It's all off of royalty-free soundbite websites.
So we're good then.
There.
Suck it. All right. I got a like today on Instagram from Kyle Cunningham. I thought that was that was random. Out of the blue, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Sweet.
All right. For a guy that didn't work today, I am unorganized.
What did you do all day today?
Well, the main thing, and I'm going to say thanks to Liet Motokazi. I had a question. We briefly talked about this, but trying to figure out a better way to do the points for the Talkin Moto podcast Fantasy Supercross presented by Plainview Power Sports.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy how much time I spent working on this weekend, and then I still screw it up. So, Jenny sends me an email. She's like, "Why am I not in the points?" And I'm like, "Damn it." So I look, and that was just a simple error on my part because she was in there. She has 61 points, and but I just spaced it off and didn't get it in there. So, But we're working on it. So, been kind of working with all that stuff today. So, it's getting better. Getting better.
Sweet.
But since we're kind of already talking about the Fantasy Supercross, I mentioned last week that Derek Gibson's going to be sending us some of his drawings, so that's pretty cool. Also talked with Motokazi today, so they're going to donate. I think this is a pretty nice prize. It's going to be a free weekend, so hopefully I got all the correct information, but free weekend, it's good for one person, so it gets you a pit pass, a camping pass, a practice pass, and a race entry.
Wow.
So that's not bad, right?
That's awesome.
So the only catch is, well, I guess two catches. One, you have to attend a Motokazi event, obviously. But you have to use all that on one weekend. You can't split it up, But I think that's pretty cool.
I don't see that being a problem.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
Well, thank you to Motokazi, and thank you to Jamie and Jenny for lending us a very small corner of their table at the District 23 banquet on Saturday night. We had a really good time down there.
good time at and after the banquet.
I didn't stay very late. I wanted to get home and be on the couch for the races, which I, in turn, ended up falling asleep while watching. So I didn't stay very late, but we had a good time while we were all there.
I seen some of the awards that they gave away, kind of like the sprocket looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw on Facebook and such, looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
What else? Anything else fun and exciting happened down there?
Just drank some beers and some tomfoolery. Had a good time.
Cool. Is Jeff with us? You live, Jeff?
I'm here. Yep.
Making,
I'm just listening.
You're making me nervous. What,
He's a live listener.
Saving my breath. Yeah, that's what I am.
Okay, well, the return of the over-under bridge. What did you guys think?
Give me just 1 second. I will be right back.
Oh, God.
What?
Not sure.
What did you just ask?
I don't know what he's doing.
Hmm.
What did you think of
The
it?
return of the over... That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Did you ask him a question, or did he just leave?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm back.
Very
Sorry.
good.
I didn't realize the remote was that close to my current location. And I just found there's a wild game.
Ah.
Ugh.
Did you guys like the over-under?
Yeah, it was great.
I like it.
I think it... I don't know if it made the laps longer, if that's what it was, or if it was other things, but whatever made the laps over a minute, I'm down with.
No, I thought it was cool. Why is my chair down?
How did you guys fall asleep? It's the best race of the year, and you're falling asleep halfway through it?
Oh, man, I was so friggin' tired. I slept like 3 hours on Saturday night and was up at 6:30 Saturday morning for no reason, just couldn't sleep. And, man, by the time 9 o'clock rolled around, I was just dead.
I thought,
I think the Coors Lights put me out. I'm blaming it on them.
it happens. That happens. I'd say halfway through, like, the 450 main is kind of where it seemed to kind of die off for me. I thought up until that point, I was pretty into it, but
We had a lot of hooting and hollering going on at my house. We were betting money on it, me and my son were, so we were having a lot of fun.
yeah, I did see that you posted. Didn't you post something on Facebook about?
My wife did, yeah. Well, it's the only way I can get him interested in it. He hasn't been all that interested in racing in general, so Saturday night it was just him and I for most of the night until about, I don't know, just until the 450 main event. And to get him, into it, we picked riders and watched it very closely, and it worked. He was definitely more into it, more involved than he's ever been. So, but
Fun was had by all.
you bet.
I was extremely upset with myself when I woke up and realized that I slept through all of it.
And you don't have DVR either, so
No, I don't. And then I come to find out it's not re-airing until 11 o'clock last night.
Oh no.
is it online?
Yeah. I caught up today.
Yeah, that's kind of
How did you get caught up at work?
Well, I watched one main event at lunch, and then the other one right before I came home.
Oh,
Fair enough.
I was just curious. You mentioned it earlier. I didn't know. I was just wondering why the system was so slow.
That's why I tried to do it while nobody was doing anything.
Oh, don't worry. No one was doing anything. So
It's true.
no one even noticed the system was slow.
The only one that ever notices it is my neighbor, and she was at lunch, so I figured I was good.
Uh-oh. What
I
did you
cannot get in the chat room, Scott,
really?
for like the third week in a row. Did you block me?
No. Got some Fly Moto 60 action going on.
Huh?
Apparently.
Oh, I
Is that
tried.
your spot?
What's that?
Is that your? What are you talking about? Is that your?
No. No, I tried listening to Pulp Show on, was it
Oh.
Thursday or whatever, their Fly Moto 60 thing.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, sweet. Got it up on my computer at work, and I'm like trying to listen, and I'm like, there's all this chat going on, and I'm like, I'm hitting the play button, nothing. I'm like, is this thing even going on? And some guy said to try updating Flash or something, but at work, all that crap, like, the IT guy has to do it. They don't let you do anything cool.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to get the audio off my phone, and then I messed around in the chat on the computer. So it's kind of jacked up, I guess. But what did you guys think of that split, like the split lane before the finish? Did you like that, or did you think that was kind of... I'm guessing maybe more guys used it. Obviously, we can't see everything, but from what you saw on TV, I didn't really see anyone using it until later in the 450 race.
The only one I saw use it with any success was Tomac.
Yeah.
But that dude can absolutely destroy a turn. Like, he turned the right-hander before it. I think he knifed to the inside faster than anyone on Earth could have. He did the same thing, what was it, a couple weeks ago when he passed Roxon? It was in a right-hander, but right before the finish, before that Dragon's back. And he hit that rut so fast, it was like, it almost looked impossible. That guy's got unbelievable corner speed. But I watched him, he pass Reed in that section,
Yeah.
which I didn't think the inside was going to be any faster, but evidently it is if you're Tomac.
To me,
He's slightly more badass than most people, though.
To me, the split lane kind of loses its luster when there's a 90-degree turn before it and then another 90-degree turn in the same direction after it. It kind of defeats the purpose of it, I think.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I don't know how you would work it to where it would work better. You know if that makes any sense at all? Because it's like, to me, if 90% of the people are using that left lane, what's the point of having that other half if really no one's using it? Would it have been better just to have it be the same all the way down, or?
Well, I think if they wanted to make it more effective, they should actually split it before the corner before it, actually build two separate berms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little easier getting into it. Then maybe you'd see more guys using it. But I think it's just the way it's set up, the kind of the natural progression is to go on a 90-degree turn is to go outside, inside, outside, and that split lane's right there. So like you say, Tomac was the only one that really was able to use it to his advantage.
I'm sick.
Okay. I don't know who is using hashtag who's next in the chat room, but you're out of here. I'm next. Get over it.
I saw that. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Do you know what? I'm watching the race right now, and that split lane, it looks like the left side was about, it looked like they didn't split it quite evenly down the middle. Like the left side looks like it's, I guess it would be the rider's right side, looks like it's about 1/3 of the track width, and their left side looks like it's 2/3 of the track width. So that might be a reason why guys went to the right. It looks like it's about 6 feet wide on the right. Looks pretty dang narrow. I like the over-under, though. That was like a tricky jump to downside just perfectly. Definitely added another element, as Jesse Nelson would probably tell you.
I think it just looked sketchy.
Yeah, it looked. I'm watching it right now too, and yeah, it looked like it shoots him up pretty good, and yeah, don't downside it and because he landed on the top, didn't he? And then he kind of got a little
He clipped
squirrely
it a little bit. You know what it looked like to me is that he clipped it, and then as he was coming down, it looks like he whiskey throttled. And I really didn't honestly see a reason why he should have crashed in that. Like, I think he should have very easily been able to recover from that clip in the top of it. But something happened when he came down, and I'm sure he came down pretty hard because he was, that was like a 8-foot drop. But he just looked like he maybe got out of shape when he landed, and that's how he went into them tough blocks. But it was very weird. I've seen a lot of guys clipping it, and none of them went down, so. He's also the one that launched the whole thing when he passed for the lead. When he passed, I think, Aldridge. He just launched it and landed flat. No big deal.
Yeah, I think he hit the ground and went, "Ow!"
If I had a thumb, it would be hurting right now.
That hurt.
I felt like he took his sweet time getting going, though, man. When he was getting back on the track, he let like 3 guys go by. I would think I'd be that nice. He was in kind of a weird spot, but I would have pulled out in front of him. Got to get back in the race. He could have got back up probably in 3rd. But whatever.
Kind of a blind spot right there. Might be a little cautious to jump back on right there.
Yeah. Ask Stewart about that. He don't care. He just goes.
Who gives a beep?
How come I don't get my chat room doesn't update? Like, it doesn't just,
Are you all the way at the bottom of it?
Yeah. But it won't. It just keeps putting the new.
Then I can't help you.
Yeah, I don't. Mine's working. Yeah, speaking of Aldridge, that was quite the little spill he took.
Yeah, coming up short of that triple didn't look very fun.
It was one hell of a Superman.
No points for that one. Oh, dang it.
So he went from leading it, huh? To wasn't he leading the main at one point? Or was I making that up?
No, hang on.
I think he was up there.
I want to say he was leading in the beginning, but I think when he crashed, he was in like 3rd.
Yeah, he was back in 3rd, 4th or something. But I thought that was who Nelson passed over the bridge. But
We had a new rider out there. You guys catch his name? Alex Martinez?
yeah, oh yeah. Oh, Ralphie's a little slow. What is that Martinez's first name?
I was trying to think of that when he said
Is
that.
it Alex?
I was thinking, I'm like, okay, he meant Alex Martinez. He just got the wrong bike. Because I'm thinking it actually is Alex Martinez.
Well, I can see it. They're both on Yamahas, and one's a 31, one's a 71. So
Yeah, they were running pretty close too, and I was like, at first I'm like, what the heck? And then yeah, I know he's 71. Obviously, Alex is 31.
Yeah,
he called Josh Grant someone else by a different name too in the one of the semis, I think, or heats. He was all over the place.
Was right behind Martin when he said it.
Yeah. I just kind of brought it up because obviously MX Matt's a big fan of Ralph, so I thought that was funny.
Ralph Emig.
Yeah, I'm with Chris in the chat room. Was rooting for Aldridge, so
I thought Bowers had her in the bag. I thought, hey, look at that. Former Talkin Moto guest is going to go out and get a main event win. And he should have had it. I mean, 2 to go. He had 2 seconds on Webb. He botched it.
yeah. I don't know.
That one's got to sting a little bit because, if you look at where Webb started, that's just, there's no excuse for that. Bowers has got to be pissed.
Webb gave him a little taste of his own medicine, and
Well, that part was great.
I thought it was awesome. I loved it.
I liked the way they, neither one of them seemed to mind too much. I mean, there was really no harm done. He finished second, which, Webb could have easily passed him clean, too, and he finished second, so can't
but
complain too much. But
he did pass him clean. He never touched
yeah,
him.
it was pretty clean. It wasn't too bad.
No, I'm definitely not saying it was horrible. I liked it. It was aggressive.
Yeah, and I think I don't think Bowers really let off the gas either, and then kind of ran out of real estate and climbed up on.
It's amazing that he had the wherewithal to talk about how he had 2 choices. He could, not jump the jump, go to the inside and not jump the triple, and then get passed by Webb jumping it, or try to do what he did and just hope that he beat him out of the turn.
Right.
And he would have made the triple. Of course, Webb was never going to make the triple with the line that he took.
No.
So I was just surprised that,
he
it's just crazy to me that he actually processed that, Those were his options, and I suppose he's been around and he's raced for a long time in a lot of situations like that, but I thought that was cool. And damn well he'd have done it. I mean, he'd have punted anyone.
Oh, hell yeah.
If he had the chance, and that's perfect, so.
I just really liked the fact that Webb wasn't afraid to run it in on him. I mean, how many times in past years have we seen a guy get labeled as kind of not necessarily dirty, but an aggressive rider, and everybody pussyfoots around him?
I think you could say that. I don't think this is bad to say, but like a couple years back, it seemed like anyone on pro circuit, no one would ever run it in on those guys.
Yeah.
And then they just punt everybody off the track like it's no big deal.
I agree, Bailey.
She's not happy about it.
Baxter.
I like whose next comment there. 8 months to decide a drug penalty, 8 seconds to black flag.
Yeah, okay, I'm feeling dumb. I saw something today online. What's all that about?
You know what's funny? Hold on a second. Before we do this, you guys remember Atlanta 2011?
Oh,
when
just
Reed,
like it was yesterday.
Reed cut the corner and took Stewart out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember where that was? It was I think it was for the win. But everyone said Reed cut the corner, he was going the wrong direction, blah, blah, blah. It's the exact same thing that Cooper Webb did, except for there was a lot less contact in the corner. But Cooper Webb is literally going basically backwards in the turn to get in front of Bowers. But he did a little better job power sliding it in there to turn the bike. But it's so funny to me that guys thought that was so dirty of Reed to do back then to Stewart, and then Cooper does the exact same thing.
Yeah, but it was Stewart.
I know, that's the thing.
You know,
such a
that
double
factors
standard
into it.
It just reminds me so much of that move. The trajectory of the bikes is identical. It's just, I don't know, blows me away that people can have 2 different views of an incident so similar based on the riders. But that's what happens. I suppose there's a lot of people that are pissed right now about the Reed deal, and people that are, if you're a Reed fan, you think it's BS. If you're who's the other guy? Oh, if you're an anyone else fan, you think it's the right thing to do.
Who's the other guy? I don't know. I thought it was pretty childish myself, but I guess I would expect, a younger Chad Reed to do what he did, but being that, he's a veteran of the sport, where he's at in his career, you'd show a lot of class by just letting that one go, especially when there's no way it was on purpose.
You talking the first incident? You mean not on purpose? Obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Well, he didn't even know what happened, I'm sure. All he knew is that he got plowed into.
you got a fender.
So I'm sure
up
he
his
didn't have a
ass.
clue what. Yeah, apparently he
Yeah,
got a fender up his butt.
I think he was more concerned about why his butthole hurt. He was literally butthurt.
I just was shocked that they black flagged him. I thought that was kind of. He had a good point in his in his interview on Racer X talking about how do you there's no way to fight that. There's no way to appeal that decision. That decision's made. They can't give you back points for a race you weren't able to finish. So, and I would agree with him that every guy out there has done some sort of retaliation move. You look back to last year with Tickle and Alessi. Alessi didn't get black flagged for that move. I mean, that was, much more dangerous, I think, than what Reed did.
Well, I think
it was every bit as blatant.
There's a couple different views on that subject. First of all, as far as him being black flagged, it's not a popular opinion, I realize that, but I understand why they did it. They saw aggression, they saw tempers flaring, they figured it's best to nip it in the bud, get him off the track, get it over with. Was it right? Probably not. He had no chance to appeal, whatever. And I just completely forgot what my second point was going to be.
You were talking that thought he was going to keep smashing.
Yeah.
You thought it was like a preventative deal.
Yep. I think that was the point. If you read the interviews afterwards, that's what I got out of it. The second thing is maybe you don't go and retaliate right after it happened, right in front of where all the officials are standing, when you know that every camera in the building is on you.
Yeah.
I don't think he was quite thinking clearly at the moment.
Well, clearly he wasn't thinking clearly, or he wouldn't have done it anyway.
I don't want to say I got into it with your brother, Jeff, but we were going back and forth on Facebook. It was like he made the comment about he was messing with his goggles or something, and then Reed comes and hits him. And it's like, I don't give a shit what you're adjusting, your helmet, your goggles, or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Reed...
that's another point, too. Like, if he hadn't been adjusting his goggles, he wouldn't have went down.
No, he wouldn't have.
I mean, it would have been a simple matter of Reed coming in, giving him an elbow, and then riding off, and Kennard would have just hit the brakes. And to be honest, that's probably what Reed probably didn't know. He was adjusting his face. He probably didn't have a chance to look at him that closely.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to get at. It's like, there's Kennard, he's got one hand on the bar, and then here comes Reed, and Reed, like Reed said, he goes, I went in there and I elbowed him, So
I mean, he didn't deny that he went in there on purpose and gave him an elbow because he was trying to say F you, buddy. And I don't agree with Owen in the chat room saying that he doesn't have the speed. I mean, I think he was close to, at one point he was in third place in that race, and I mean, he qualified, so far he hasn't been to a semi yet. He's qualified out of all the heats, so I'd say he's in the thick of, he's ahead of a lot of guys that are, maybe they're not going to win races, but, he's up there.
I think that's where the raw emotion actually came from, was that he knows he's having his best race of the year, his best race in a long time, and something just comes out of nowhere and takes him down. I completely understand that part.
So let's play the what if game.
Yeah,
So like how Kennard, you ready? Hold on to
oh,
something.
boy. Hashtag what if.
So like Kennard says, if he knew Reed went to the outside lap before, so now he's gonna jump to the inside. Well, what's he expect gonna happen once he gets there? You know?
Well, I just watched Roxon do the exact same move Chad did. Went from inside to inside and passed, or didn't pass, but got up next to Shorty. So it was, Reed's line was legit. I don't know why Kennard would have just assumed because he took that line last time that he'd take it again. I think someone mentioned, I think in the Racer X comments, I saw it called something about leader's prerogative, where the leader decides where he's going to go. The guy in front, not necessarily the leader, but the guy in front decides where he's going to go. The guy in back has to be mindful of that and pass him where he can. And that's, to me, you don't have mirrors on a bike for a reason. You don't need to look at where the guy behind you is going to decide what you're going to do. You're going to go what you feel is the fastest line. And
I love it.
We got a new hashtag, huh?
But you know what? You could look at every incident ever and say that exact same thing. And look at the Tomac incident last year. It's the same exact thing. Part of your job out there is to guess, basically, where the guy in front of you is going to go. If you spend your whole time second guessing, well, he might cut in right here, you're never going to make a pass.
Right.
And we sit here and talk about how Dungey's not aggressive enough. And Dungey would have never done that. He would have played it safe and stayed and waited for a wide open opportunity to make that pass. Trey Kennard wasn't doing that.
I would say, too...
Was it the right spot to do it? Probably not, but...
In that situation, in the beginning of this race, it seemed like the guys were so bunched up and dicing back and forth, and I think Millsaps was the one holding everyone up in the beginning. He seemed like he had... Roxon got away, and there was just a freight train behind Millsaps of guys, and they were trying everything to get around him, so... I don't think the comments that people said about Reed going backwards at the time and all that stuff were true. But I do agree that his move was kind of a punk move. And I would have really rather not seen him get black flagged. But would have been better if he'd have taken that aggression and put it toward riding harder for the rest of the main event after he got hit.
Yeah. Would you guess if Kennard gets up, Reed gets up, and 2 laps later, Reed cleans him out? You still think he gets black flagged?
I don't think you could have black flagged him. I mean, it depends, I guess. If like I was telling Jason earlier at work today, you can't say that retaliation is not allowed because you see, like, plain as day, Josh Hansen in that same corner drove Shane McElrath right into the mechanics tough blocks.
Right.
And it was clearly intentional. He jumped to the inside and then just drove him off the track into the tough blocks. And it was payback for what happened last weekend. So I don't know where they're going to draw the line at this, retaliation, but Chad's was obviously a lot more blatant because it was immediately afterward. But I honestly think that if Kennard had not, if it had been a different situation where Kennard had his hand on the bars, we wouldn't be talking about it because it would have just been a little bit of maybe an attitude more than anything. It wouldn't have been an incident. It would have just been Chad giving him some attitude.
I'm going to guess that Chad was actually mad that Trey wasn't going to keep on racing him, that he was just going to let him go. He probably wanted to think, or was thinking, I want you to go so I can pass you so I can really clean you out. Instead, I have to do this blatantly. Maybe not.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it was a racing move because Kennard got up ahead of him, and it was for a position, right? You could make that argument.
But it was clear. I mean, obviously he was going to get around him.
What incident? There's been plenty of takeouts that are pretty blatant,
I know, but
And
it
I would
was
say if you're going in to take someone out, it's malicious. You're not going in there to take them out because you like the person or because you.
it was very obvious to me that Kennard was off the pace. He's still clearing the cobwebs. He was not.
So
gonna
it's
race
because he
him
was
for
in a
that
vulnerable position.
Yeah.
That was my point, is that if he had his hand on the bar, even if he was going slow, but if he had both hands on the bars and had a chance to actually maybe react to it, it would have been no big deal.
It's no different than a boarding penalty in hockey. If it happens in the middle of the ice and you're expecting it, it's no penalty. But because it happened next to the boards and you had your back turned to a player, now it's a penalty. I mean, it's the same kind of thing.
Oh God, Aldridge down.
I don't understand the Reed retire talk. I've had this discussion with my brother many times. He feels that Chad should retire. Well, why? Should everyone that finished 10th through 20th retire?
Didn't Matt used to
The
be
first 2 rounds?
a huge Chad Reed fan?
I don't know if he ever was or not, but
I could have swear he was.
he certainly used to ride like him. He tried to ride like him, style-wise, but
He had Fugazis in his ear, not diamonds, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You could say the point that there's guys half his age that can't make a main, or make the night show.
Yeah.
Obviously, dude's got talent. All the guys do, but I don't know. It's kind of tough to say. Like, I still think Reed can win. I think he needs to have a few things fall his way in order for him to get a win. Like where, let's say Roxon or Tomac or Dungy, maybe all they need is a good start. Where, hopefully this doesn't make me sound like a jerk, but like maybe Reed gets a good start. He might need to have something else happen to one of those guys or to those guys so he can get that gap to get the win. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, absolutely. But, people forget, I think that, God, I'm watching it again, and it doesn't even look that bad. Like, he barely runs into him.
well, it depends
That
on the
is
angle. Because if you look at it from behind, I mean, half of his body disappears in front of Trey. I mean,
He wears an extra large jersey.
it definitely looks like there was. If he had both hands on the handlebars, I would totally be calling it embellishment. But honestly, I woke up Sunday morning and the first thing I see is Scotty and Matt's argument on Facebook. And I'm thinking, holy crap, something totally outrageous must have happened. I'm so fired up. I have to watch this. And I saw it and I'm like, seriously, that's it?
It's like 1:45 in the morning, and I'm still on Facebook going back and forth. And then I got on another post, and I was like, all right, guys. Well, I told that to Matt, too. I'm like, Matt, I said, we could go back and forth all night on this. So kind of ended that one, and then some other guys were going back and forth, and yeah, they're talking about Stewart and Reed and this and that, and I was like, oh my goodness. So, craziness.
I gotta say, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking at the replay of Chad coming over and giving him a little nudge. He didn't. Wait a minute. I got a new revelation here. Hold on a second here.
Oh boy.
Hit the revelation drop, Scott.
Oh, okay.
Damn, we need a sound.
So, Kennard did get his hand back on the bars just like as the contact was happening. So, I thought
He
for a
didn't get
second
the-
there when I saw it, he didn't. It looked like he almost had both his hands on, but
He didn't get the
I see.
tear off completely pulled. If you watch it really slow, the tear off didn't come off until after he hit the ground.
yeah, I was going to say, I saw the tear off when he kind of tumbled. Ah, son of a gun, my wife wants me to do something here.
Can't.
I wonder
Busy.
if we can do...
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
we
Monday.
I know. She wants me to
You're
have.
you're supposed to do that on the weekends.
What time is it? Oh, it's not time for commercial. I'm on my phone, and she wants my son to call her.
Do you want us to?
How about Dungey's ride, huh? Anyone pumped on Dungey's ride?
Hell yeah, dude.
That was great. I thought he was going to do it for a second there. I thought, come on, Dungey, you're chipping into it. You're doing great. Whittling that lead down, and then just petered out.
It would have been cool if he would have got a little bit closer. Yeah, he was like 5 back, and then didn't he get it down to like 3.5 or
3.
something?
I think
3?
he got it to like 3. But that was as close as he could get.
I was kind of wondering if that was all Roxon had, or do you think he was just pacing him, and if he got too close, he could turn it up, or... I know
Well, he was riding within his means, I think, for sure. So I'm thinking he probably could have pushed it a little harder.
I know.
Roxon looked really freaking smooth out there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think lap times, Dungey's were faster, but I mean, all you got to do is stay ahead of him. But I don't know. But yeah, Dungey definitely looked good. And what happened? Jason, go ahead and say it.
Nope.
Come on.
No, I don't believe in revealing everything that happens in the chat room. You should go in the chat room if you want to know what happens in the chat room.
What happens in the chat room stays in the chat room.
That's right.
But yeah, no, that was good for Dungey. So definitely looked a lot better than I think previous races. So
I think it's kind of funny. I mean, is it just the position that he was in that makes you think he was that much better this weekend? I mean, honestly, to watch him ride, I didn't see any difference from the past few weekends.
To me, honestly, the thing that jumped out at me is just he got behind guys and he didn't follow anybody. Seemed like he made 2 quick passes to get into second. So,
Yeah,
that's.
I'll give you that. But from there, it just kind of looked like usual Dungey, just kind of on cruise control. I think.
Well, what was different for me was his qualifying times. Because he was really fast in qualifying. He actually was fastest in one of the sessions, and I would say that's not always the case with him.
I kind of feel like when Roxon gets out front and gets comfortable, he reminds me of Dungey, just because he's so fluid and he just looks so comfortable. He looks like nobody can touch him, and that's how Dungey used to look when he would get out front. He still looks like that. I mean, he still looks like he's incredibly comfortable. Not always the fastest guy, but always in control.
Right.
I just got back on the chat room. She's not home. I can't put her on. Unless you're talking to Scotty. He can put his wife on, probably.
Uh-oh. Nope. Let's see here.
I don't think Scott's wife really exists.
She's an imagination.
I mean, I've never seen her.
Do you think, you blah, 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 blah. You didn't see him because he didn't race, but Davalos, he was running practice.
Yeah, what happened there? Someone asked about him.
Yeah,
texted me, I think, and asked about him, but I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, so it was on his Instagram. Apparently, the plan was never to race. They just, I guess, wanted him to go ride practice to get back into it. I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird, but
Yeah, I can see that maybe.
Seems a little strange.
But yeah,
Seems
so
like if you wanted to go out and get some good Supercross time, you'd at least go through the heats and semis.
You would think so.
But maybe he didn't want to take a position away from, I don't know, someone.
No, it said that the plan was just to do practice, and I think he's only ridden the 450 like one day before, or one day. I don't know if that was like the day before or one day since he started riding again. But
I didn't know they could do that.
Do what?
oh, just
I didn't know that you could just show up and ride practice.
well, that's what I was looking at too. I'm like, well, yeah, because he qualified. His time was good enough to get him in, and I'm like, great. So you just qualified, and then you didn't show up, didn't go out for your race, and then essentially you would take a spot away from someone that would have made. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I checked the starting line or the lineup for the heat races, and he wasn't on there. So. But
Hey, you know who had a great ride Saturday night, and they didn't make the main event, but still was awesome, was Mitchell Oldenburg.
I will agree.
He got...
Dead air.
yeah, where'd you go, buddy?
He got dead air.
What just happened?
I don't know. We lost you. Come back.
Oh, I'm back. Am I?
Yeah.
You're back.
Okay. So anyway, I think he got 5th or 6th or whatever, one spot out in his semi. He might have got 5th in a heat race, actually. I don't know. He was looking really good. And he's on a 250.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. That's what I thought I heard, but I wasn't sure.
Yes. And then he, I don't know if you guys saw at the end of the semi, number 1, Josh Hill crashes. They just caught, there's a tiny little replay of the end of it, but his bike is, what the hell? Did I just get dropped or did someone else get
Scott
dropped?
go away?
I'm here.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know. Mine just made a noise. Anyway, Josh Hill crashes and his bike sucker punches Kyle Partridge in the chin. His back tire does, and Partridge gets dropped to the back of his bike, and then he does this wicked high side ejection move, and just goes flying. And Mitchell was right in the middle of it. Kind of, I think he inherited a couple of places because of it, but it was an intense crash. And then right after it, they showed Brayton's get off in the whoops, which didn't look like it was much fun.
Yeah, it's really weird,
He
Jeff.
went right into the face of that thing.
It says that you join the group, then you join the group again, and then you left the group. But you're still in here, so we should be good. Maybe.
Rest assured, I'm here.
Yeah.
He went from being invisible to being double visible.
Oh, God. Yeah, I did catch that crash a little bit earlier. Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. Same with Brayton. What is it confirmed he broke his collarbone?
I think talked about it on the broadcast. So he must have had a very obvious X-ray done at the asterisk rig.
I'll have to go back.
That sucks.
Owen was saying that Reed's wife was blowing up Twitter.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
she was.
I bet.
She was not making friends, that's for sure.
And then Caleb sent me some stuff, and obviously Reed got black flagged, and then Grant finished right behind him or right in front of him. And
Yeah, what?
Yeah, he slid out on the first lap, and then I think he got up to 10th, and then he crashed again. So no good.
I heard people talking that he was black flagged too, which I can't imagine that would have happened, but people are silly.
Maybe they're just having a black flag free-for-all.
What'd you guys think of Shorty's little get off?
Did
you see it?
Yeah. Looked somewhat painful.
Looked like he took a pretty good shot to the chest or neck area with the handlebars, so
I enjoyed Anderson playing monster trucks.
busted his fender off.
He did.
Oh, man.
I would have liked to see Short riding around out there without a front fender.
I'll have to look and see what happened or how he's feeling. I thought I read or someone posted that he was going to be all right. He's just all banged up.
Just call him. You know you have his number. Just
Well,
call
my
him.
fish is eating another fish.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my
I need
God.
your phone.
Oh boy.
One of Thor's fish is eating his other fish.
Oh boy.
It is
Kind
He
of
needs to
fish does
call
he
someone. I don't know, some fish.
have? Is he gonna call 911?
I think he needs to call.
He's gonna call the fish
have to
police.
go on.
Oh yeah, that fish is dead, Thor. He's trying to eat him. Alright.
Hurry up. I need
Okay, we got a panicking child. It's about time. I gotta have him call his mom anyway, so I'm gonna dip out for 10 minutes, okay? You can do the commercial if you want.
Yeah, well, let's hit up the commercial. Jeff, take care of your dying/dead fish. I'm going to get
Oh,
something
it's dead
to
for
drink.
sure.
Oh, boy.
It's being cannibalized right now.
All right, guys. We'll be right back. Hey, what is going on, everybody? I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that's been supporting the Talkin Moto podcast. It has been amazing. We have a great group of guys. We have an awesome list of sponsors. So please keep sharing, keep liking, keep spreading the word about the Talkin Moto podcast. And I hope you're enjoying the show. A special thanks to Motokazi.com. Motokazi holds AMA District 23 sanctioned races at both Kellogg and Mankato, as well as hosts the Motokazi Supercross Championship Series, which is all over Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. They also have organized practice at Kellogg, Jordan, and at Mankato, as well as offer race schools, so you can get all tuned in on all your riding techniques. Make sure to check out Motokazi.com for more details. We would like to thank Mike from MB1 Suspension. Based out of Corona, California, they offer suspension, engine, and coating services. Please give them a call today at 951-371-5045 or check them out online at mb1suspension.com and make sure to tell them that you heard about them from us on the Talkin Moto podcast. Hey, we got Andy and Chad from The Open Mic. It's a weekly comedy podcast, and they talk about anything and everything, and they usually do. I've been on the podcast a few times, and it is a good time for sure. It's Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. It's available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. There's more information available online at theopenmicpodcast.com. Pro Action by FTM is one of our many great sponsors. FTM offers support to you, the rider, trackside, so when you need it the most, FTM is there for you. Not only do they offer great suspension work, but they also have many other great bike parts and accessories to help you out on the track. So make sure to check them out today at finetune.com. The Talkin Moto podcast is proud to announce that they've teamed up with Plainview Power Sports. Plainview Power Sports is your Kawasaki motorcycle, ATV, and side-by-side headquarters. Located in Plainview, Minnesota, you can reach them at 507-534-3520 or check them out online at plainview-powersports.com. All right, thanks everyone for listening to us on the Talkin Moto podcast. We really appreciate it. If you can, go on to our website, talkinmoto.com. Support those that are supporting us. Everyone's link is up on the website. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on SoundCloud. Everything gets posted up on YouTube. So please give us a like, share, subscribe, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So let's get back to it. Alright guys, welcome back. Like the commercial said, head over to the website, talkinmoto.com. I'm trying to get more stuff on there. I didn't do it this week, but start posting some stuff over on Hardline MX. So, lots of stuff with that. And you know what? I didn't thank everyone that's been helping us out, even though you just heard it. Big thanks to Mike at MB1 Suspension, Lee, Jamie, Jenny at Motokazi. Big thanks to Matt down at Plainview Power Sports, Clayton at Fine Tune Motorsports, Jason at Hardline MX, Andy and Chad at the Open Mic Podcast, and Scott King Designs. So go online, check them out, let them know you heard about them from us on the Talkin Moto. Let's see here. I know we talked about it briefly earlier. We got the Talkin Moto Podcast Fantasy Supercross presented by Plainview Power Sports. So thanks again, Matt, for helping us out. It was pretty crazy this last week. Usually guys will get, 1 or 2 picks out of the 5, and that's it. Will with Team WJD Racing got 4 out of the 5, so I thought that was pretty cool. So he had Webb, Bowers, Hill, and Osborne. So the only one that kind of screwed it up for a lot of people was Nelson. So he had Nelson finishing 5th. So yeah, still working on all that stuff. Trying to make it easier on me getting all the points figured out. Hopefully after next week or this week I'll get it all dialed in. So should just be copy and pasting up on the website. So all the points should be up to date. If you think there is an error, please let me know, and I will try to fix it. But talkinmoto.com, click on the Fantasy Supercross, and then it's just standing, so everyone's on there. Still got a few spots left. Maybe I'll just leave it open. I think we got about 4 teams. People signed up, and they're not doing anything with it. So, but yeah, you're there, Jason. Are you back?
Yep, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm not wearing shoes tonight, and it takes me a lot longer to gimp around on my hardwood floors when I'm not wearing proper footwear.
You gotta be careful.
Oh, it's rough, man. It's rough. Every once in a while I forget that that's not a good idea, and I learned my lesson.
Oh, man. I don't know if this is good or bad. Yeah. I did the Moto Dynasty Fantasy as well.
Yeah.
And literally all I do is I go to the qualifying times and I follow it down. Probably 1 through about 9th is how they finished or how they qualified. Then after that, I throw in a few randoms, mix it up a little bit.
That's probably how I would do it.
There's so many. You can play everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to see. I don't know where the standings are. Did you do any of the other ones? Are you doing that one in the Rocky Mountain?
I'm just doing Rocky Mountain. That's it.
I'm gonna log in.
I got Roxon right this week. That was it.
Let's see. Hang on. I gotta look. Jeez, I should have made a note of it. There was something I wanted to talk to you about with the district thing. It was kind of a rant thing going back and forth on the. I don't know if that was the points thing.
Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Several different issues got brought up in that rant. But I was.
Oh God.
Saturday night. What happened?
I lost you for a second.
As I was saying, I was talking with a couple of our promoters on Saturday night about that, and we're actually all very complimentary on everybody, keeping their heads, some good ideas, some positive ideas, and basically, I don't know what the word is now. I guess I'm very enthused by the membership realizing that we are, making changes. I I agree it's not going to fix everything, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. So
Cool.
I think we still have a ways to go, but it's going to be a good deal.
Now this is kind of. Are you talking more like with the those 2 weekends, right? With the 3 race or 3 moto format, right? That's kind of what
Yep.
you're talking about.
Yeah, that seems to be the big, the hot topic.
Now each, if I'm just kind of pulling tidbits here, so each moto counts as 25 points, right?
Yes, correct.
So okay, cool.
A lot of people making a lot of very good points. I promise you that everything that has been brought up is something that the promoters thought about. This didn't just happen overnight. This was a big deal for them to come together and make this happen. It's not something that one person just came up with. John Martin was kind of the driving force behind it, but it was definitely a team effort by all of them.
So now, when it is that race weekend, that is the only race that weekend, right?
Yep.
I think it's good. I mean, I know when I was racing, and I guess when I was racing more when I was older, I guess, or kind of the middle or tail end of when I quit, I never went up north, I raced, but then it's like if you race Mankato series, and then say you did Millville's, I mean that's a lot of racing right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, I'm looking through kind of what I have planned for the summer, and it's a lot of Motokazi and a lot of Millville. Just, I hate to say it, but just for the fact that they're on the side of the cities. Talking to the northern promoters on Saturday night, it is absolutely nothing against the racing up north. I would love to go racing up north more often, but it's the simple fact for me that what should be a 2.5 hour drive home is always a 4 hour drive home on Sundays. And there's nothing against them. There's absolutely nothing they can do about it. And, that's just a shame. And that's my fault. That's not their fault. That's my fault for where I live. So, and I completely understand that it's the same way for anybody on the northern end. I totally get that.
Oh shoot. Oh god. Disaster.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. You're coming through on my end. Hang on here. I forgot to switch something. I got the "we'll be right back," but we are back. Jeff's not back.
Oh, we have like the world's toughest critic. You see, you make fun of a quad rider in the chat room, and he just doesn't leave you alone.
Shoot, I think that's tonight. I didn't bring it up earlier, but I think they were doing like a quads only at Cedar Lake tonight. I think it was tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was tonight.
But
I think there must have been either a rental today or maybe they were open today. Maybe they had an open practice today. It seemed like there were a lot of people over there today. All government employees, of course, because those of us
who contribute to society, we're working.
whoa. Well, okay.
I didn't mean that.
Well, I didn't contribute much.
I mean, I kind of did, but that maybe sounded a little harsh.
See, what sucks for me is not only I can't work, but I also don't get paid for today. So
That's dumb.
Ain't that the shits?
That's really dumb.
Yeah, that's right. But I did make some T-shirts today, so
Sweet.
Might come out in the wash, maybe. I don't know. Sorry to kind of go back a little bit. Owen was talking about I'm hoping that they'll stick to this, but like the backgrounds, what are people saying about that stuff, or are they not saying anything yet?
Well, I think it's kind of the same old deal. The people that are involved that are very involved in District 23 and that race a lot are all for it. And that can kind of be said for anything that's done on a district level. Those people are always all for it because they're in the know. They pay attention to what's going on. They're already thinking about next season. It's the people that are going to show up, the first week, not having read anything on the website, not having read anything on the Facebook page, that don't bother reading what comes in the mail. Those are the people that are going to be upset about it, I think. As far as the people we've heard from, everybody is extremely supportive of it. I do think it's going to catch some people off guard, though.
Can you refresh me as to what you're talking about? You're talking about the background thing?
Yes.
Is there going to be so like you're saying, they come first race of the season, you have purple backgrounds, and then you show up like, hey, I didn't know. Are they gonna do anything for maybe the people that didn't know, or is it gonna be, hey, sorry, that's the rule?
You're putting me on the spot. I don't have the rule in front of me.
You'd have to get a borrowed bike for them, I think, and you get 3 of those per year, right?
Yes.
3 per year. So technically, the promoter should just say, hey, fill out this borrowed bike form, and you'll be fine. But you got to get it. You got to get the right color backgrounds on there before the next race, or before. You can only use this form 3 times in a year. So just get your damn backgrounds done right.
Exactly. It's like I just said in the chat room. One said he can't wait for the first person to show up and say, I spend thousands of dollars racing in District 23 events. Like I said, spend $100 more then and get the right color backgrounds on your bike.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems...
But the white ones look better than yellow.
Whoa.
Tough hop.
That's what they're going to say.
Tough.
Are you not? Yep. Are you using your headset again, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm using my headset. Why?
Something changed.
Yeah,
something's different. Are you in a submarine?
Are you taking a crap?
No, everything's the same. I'm at my computer. I'm not pooping at my computer.
You're very
distant.
Very, very monotone. Very not stereo.
Oh, how about that?
That's better. Fix it.
There you
go. There you go.
Yeah, I didn't have it plugged in all the way.
Keep us.
Now you're in both ears.
Oh, how's the fish?
It's in the toilet. Oh, it's actually probably the septic tank right now. But
I hope you flushed it.
Thor wanted me to get rid of the one that was eating him too because he thinks it killed him. I'm like, I don't think that's what happened.
It probably didn't quite work that way. I don't think that's the natural order of things in the fish tank.
He was quite panicked, which was hilarious.
So Owen was saying this year it's Mora, Millville, and then next year, is this possible they're going to switch tracks, maybe Staples and Mankato?
There is a full schedule already for the next, what is it, Jeff? I believe it's 3 or 4 years. So that those last 2 races of the year will make the rounds at every track.
Nice.
So I think what Owen's getting at, though, is that people are going to race those series, those inter-district series, because of the big points races at the end.
Well, you know what?
I think that's what he's saying.
That's just that much better for the promoters then. I mean, it makes sense.
For those 2 promoters.
Yeah, for that year.
And then next year, yeah. If that's what it does. I don't know that really sways I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
guess-
think I'd go up to
I
Mora.
guess I don't know that I agree with that.
Yeah, but you would have to go if you wanted to race that weekend. So next year, if it's in Mora and you want to race that weekend, you would have to go to Mora to race. Period, right? Because there wouldn't
That's
be
the only race that weekend.
Yeah.
And you got to go to these to get your championship. But my point is, I'm not going to go to Mora's series because they have one of these races.
No, and I don't think it really won't affect your series points. I mean,
Plus, I
you
wouldn't be
have to
surprised
at
if-
races, but it really won't affect those points.
I'm sure there's weekends where it's both Mora and Mora and Millville being their north-south tracks. You know what I mean? So you wouldn't be able to go do both series, probably.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember how the entire schedule shaked out. I don't have that here at home.
Shaked?
Look at
Hmm.
shaked out.
That's questionable grammar there.
Why?
I don't think you can say how it shaked out.
Why? Should I have said how it shook out?
I think so. I think that's
Oh.
proper.
Oh, listen to this guy correcting me on grammar.
I don't want to be that
Sorry,
guy.
I didn't do very good with that.
Speaking of grammar, I can't. I'm
It
not.
sounded forced. It sounded difficult. Shake.
Everything I say is
Was it
difficult.
natural?
Nothing comes out of my mouth naturally.
Vomit comes
If
out of
it
my
did-
mouth naturally.
If it did, it would sound like.
Is that what you sound like in your head before it
Yes.
hits your mouth?
Yes. That's usually what it comes out like. I kind of have an Emig thing, you know. I really have to work at it to get.
Oh,
my
he
words
struggled in the broadcast at one point. Did you guys see that part?
out. Yes, I did. You know where else he struggled? If you watched the.
Come on, Emig.
No,
what did he-
no, whatever the Supercross show is that was on yesterday, just started yesterday.
Oh, Behind the Dream or whatever it is.
Yeah, he kind of struggled in that one for a minute too, where it was actually almost painful. It's like, come on, dude, just get it out.
Well, it's kind of like us right now when we have tens of thousands of people listening live on Monday nights.
Oh,
Tens,
sketchy for sure.
tens of people.
Oh man, I'm watching. Actually, it's gonna go down here. I think this lap, the Reed and Kennard deal.
It's on lap 7.
Like Dungey passed Reed in that same spot, but like Dungey just jumped on top. You know what I mean? On that little table.
Yeah, he didn't fully commit.
Yeah, there's no way. I still think if Kennard lands on that, they're gonna run into each other. I don't think he's gonna land and stop without making some sort of contact.
That was a good passing spot, but the problem is, even if you jump to the inside, you weren't guaranteed to have the pass made because you had a flat, basically flat track right afterward, and if you were coming from the inside from a dead stop, it wasn't very good for you. But take a look at the aftermath when they show the replay of Reed hitting him. It didn't look bad at all. I was shocked at it. I guess maybe in the heat of moment I thought it was way worse. But
I think if Kennard doesn't go down, it's not that big a deal. Stupid Yamaha.
you notice Kennard
tough.
used the inside of the split lane to gain some ground on Reed there. So maybe by the end of the night, the inside was a little quicker.
I just noticed they were going there when obviously they were really close to somebody. Like you said, Tomac used it to close up. I don't think
I got to
it
be
was,
honest, as a Reed fan, I was pretty pumped he was running so well, and I was pretty pissed when Trey took him out.
Yeah.
Did you
Not that I have
call
anything
him?
against Trey,
Did you call him a chump? I bet Reed
No.
called him a chump.
probably. I think he just called Tedesco a chump. That's the only one he...
It's time that comes back. Somebody else has to be the chump. It can't be hot sauce forever.
What did you guys think of Alessi's interview after his heat race win?
God, I don't remember who it was. Somebody commented on Facebook something about what planet is this guy from. I was like, oh, that is perfect.
Like,
I wanted tears. I wanted to see tears so bad.
That, I don't know.
I expected him, and then I didn't. He kind of almost seemed like he was maybe getting a little choked up or something in the middle there. Maybe he was.
I think he was. I think the right question might have provoked him.
Oh boy.
How come the announcers didn't say anything about Barsha's quad that he pulled out in the heat race? Or, I think it was a semi or heat. But then Tomac does it later, and they're like, "Oh my God, did he just quad that?" Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he watched Barsha do it and then did it.
It's a dirt bike race. Nobody should have a quad.
Well, Chris would have liked it.
No, yeah, I don't know what that Alessi. Yeah, he's a different cat, that guy. And it's just like I'm listening to him talk, and then I'm like, all right, this makes sense. And then he goes on that little tear about, like, one step at a time. Okay, I kind of get that, and like the elite of the elite, and so I'm like, well, you're here to win heat races and pull hole shots, and then that's it? I don't know.
I kind of like that he was realistic, but, he didn't have to be so Debbie Downer about it. Like, I'm never going to win. I know that, so.
I'm just not ready. I've only been doing this for 10 years, but I'm not ready to be up there with the elite of the elite.
Hashtag.
I mean, he beat a lot of them. That's the thing that blows me away. It's like, what do you got to do to build some confidence? Beating them in a six-lap race, granted, it's, it's not like it means much, but you still beat them.
I think, looking back on that, I think that's probably his biggest problem. If he's that low on confidence, it's got to be affecting his racing. If you go out there
think it would be affecting his ability to keep a guy behind him if he looks at the guy and says, "Oh, that guy's the elite of the elite. He's definitely better than me. He's going to get by me here any minute now."
He's got zero confidence, then he's got no shot whatsoever. In all fairness to him, they need to go back to having Jenny or somebody else doing interviews after the heat races. I mean, they were a full-on joke on Saturday night.
Yeah, it seemed a little off from previous.
Well, they're to the point where they don't even ask questions. They're making statements. It's like, okay, you want me to answer a sentence, and then you give me 3 words, and you go on to talking about somebody else. Well, I still have the headset on and can hear you, and I'm not sure if this interview is over yet, but this camera's stuck in my face, so now I feel like a complete jackass. I don't remember
whose interview was that on.
I don't remember whose that was, but God, I felt sorry for him.
I like Alessi. Didn't Alessi say, "Am I done? Am I done here?"
Alessi turns and goes, "Am I done?"
Well, like, to me, that didn't bother me, because, like, he said his thing, and then, yeah, maybe it was awkward to them, but then he's like, all right, well, yeah, am I done?
Okay.
I didn't see that. It was too bad.
You're doing a national broadcast for a huge audience. You don't have some kind of, you don't have somebody there saying, okay, you're on. Okay, now you're done.
Right.
You don't have somebody in the truck shutting off that mic.
I guess
even worse, you don't have the guys conducting the interview asking a guy questions when he's obviously on camera and right there.
Right. I think it
Are
was.
You unclogging a toilet, Jeff?
Oh. Well.
Maybe he dropped his phone in the toilet.
F you, dude. Welcome to the Talkin Moto podcast.
I hope you guys couldn't hear me while I was.
Oh, we got video.
Pushing that turd down the toilet.
Oh, whoops. Oh. Let me turn that video off.
Was it McElrath? Did he win his heat race? Who won his fucking heat?
McElrath?
Because that's the one that was odd.
Yeah, he won that heat race.
Yeah, it was. Yep, it was him.
And it's just like,
so you have this guy that's not used to doing interviews at all, and you do that to him.
Right. And like, so yeah, some of them are a little weird,
I was frustrated.
The other thing, I thought was weird is like they interview the heat race winners, but they do nothing for semis.
No.
You know what
I
I
was wondering
mean?
what happened.
Yeah.
So
So, you guys want to know what happened to me just there?
sure.
Kinda, because it sounded a little funny.
Did you hear my wife laughing?
No.
Oh, well, what happened is she pulled up in the truck and it connected to my phone via Bluetooth. So the
Oh.
podcast was playing in her truck, and that's why I couldn't hear you guys or talk to you. I figured maybe she was in there giggling when it came on. And
That somewhat explains why it sounded like you were plunging a toilet.
yeah.
Some sweet technology.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys miss Ricky in the booth? Is that what the problem was?
No, not at all.
Oh, come on.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Wilson had a good race finally? He wasn't a good race, but Barsha's the one who got the good race in.
I thought that, I was a little bit disappointed that Millsaps was struggling with Wilson. So,
Millsaps was dropping
you're better
anchor.
than this. I know he was, and it was very disappointing.
Like I said, he started in the front and I felt like he was holding everyone up. Because he just had a freight train behind him.
I definitely felt that way.
I felt like if he gave an inch, he was going to lose 5 positions.
Yeah.
And I wonder what his problem was. Like, I wonder if he just rode tight because it was so tight and technical. But
That's what they were kind of saying on.
they should just leave. I don't think they're coming back to Anaheim, but they should just leave this dirt here till next year and leave the track the way it is because that was a good track.
They can play baseball on that.
Who won Anaheim's baseball team?
When are they back there? Couple.
They don't have 3 rounds in Anaheim, do they?
Oh, that's
Anaheim
right.
in the greater Orange County area.
That's right.
Because don't they go to? They go back to Oakland,
Yeah. My bad.
and then what's the other one? There must be another California round.
There is, but it's some place that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah, I'm trying to go. It's not coming to me, guys.
All right. So Anaheim.
There's no way I could remember what it is. It's weird.
Oakland. Yeah. No, there's another Anaheim.
Is there Anaheim 3?
Yeah, it's Oakland, Anaheim, then it's San Diego, Arlington, the
Okay.
two Atlantas, Daytona, Indy, Detroit.
Oh, the other round is Santa Clara,
Yeah.
California. That's later in the year.
Yeah.
So that must replace the San Francisco type round, and maybe Northern California. I don't know where that is.
Well, there's no Seattle either. So could it
Yeah, I
take
think that I like that Atlanta. I kind of wish they'd do like a doubleheader weekend, though. I think it'd be cool to do like a Friday, Saturday night.
I agree with that. I think if they're going to do 2 in the same city, it would be sweet for it to be back to back. Friday
I think it'd
night,
make a lot
Saturday
more
night.
sense for these guys too,
Yep.
since you don't have to leave and then come right back. I wonder if they all, maybe they all don't leave, but
Well, I'm sure the riders leave.
well, probably
I
the
bet
big dogs do.
I bet the teams don't leave.
strippers and cocaine for everybody then.
Hell yeah.
How was I thinking they didn't? The schedule's all weird.
Yeah, because no Toronto, no Seattle. Maybe I don't know. I'm thinking
You know, St. Louis might be a fun one to go to.
you guys should go. We should
Might
go.
be.
I could probably get down. How far is Detroit from here? That might be closer.
No, St. Louis is definitely closer than Detroit.
Is it?
Yes. And a much easier drive.
What about Indiana? That might even be better. I like that. God.
Better. Ooh, boy.
It's a little bit more of a drive, but
Wow. Up 2-1.
How far is that for you guys? See, it's
Talkin Moto pays for it. I'm in.
it's like 7 hours or 8 hours, I think, to get to Indy.
I was
But isn't it about 6 to go to St. Louis?
it's got to be longer than it's. Well, you're coming different directions too, because it's like
I know it's like 20 hours in a coach bus.
Oh, it felt that
It
way.
feels like it.
Because that bus had a top speed of 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, because it's like 5 hours to, I think, St. Louis for me, and 5 or 5.5 to Indy. So
I want to say I did St. Louis to Farmington and a semi one night, 6 hours.
I've, for some stupid reason, I want to say it's like 10, but I must be way off.
I think you're
Seems
right.
excessive.
Somebody MapQuest it.
Alex Martin with another solid top 10 finish.
Gotta like it.
You got
I think Emig said he's having by far best season of his career. And I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, he's been very consistent. Except for last weekend when he had his troubles.
You guys gotta keep it going a minute. I gotta mute my mic a second. Sorry.
Who were we just talking about? Oh yeah, didn't he have some? Didn't he have a? God, I thought he did better a couple years back, but maybe it is his best year.
I don't know that he's ever been this consistent. I think
Maybe it's because he pulled that hole shot and led that heat race.
Yeah,
I wish he'd have won that. That would have been awesome.
it would have been awesome. Would have been real good.
He hasn't raced the West Coast Series in a while either, so
It's true.
interesting decision. But
You think maybe
think,
maybe he didn't want to race? Didn't want to race East Coast because
bro?
of Bullfrog?
possibly.
Or do you think the team decided and he had no choice?
I don't know. Troy saying it's 10 hours to St. Louis. Seems
That does seem.
I must be driving half, like the speed limit most of the way.
Well,
I thought we made it there in like 7. Oh my god, I just tried typing in google.com and I missed the first G
Oogle?
and got me a nice little website here.
Awesome.
Make sure to post that link up in the Talkin Moto.
Let's delve into Oogle.com.
Number 1, Milfaholic.
Yeah.
Number 2, Naughty over 40. Number 3, this one's good. This is good for Matthew. Black Crush.
Oh, Jesus.
You never know what you'll find on Talkin Moto.
That was definitely an interesting typo.
Yeah, MapQuest is saying from Farmtown to St. Louis is just over 9 hours.
Which way does it say to go?
That is taking you via Rochester down to Waterloo, Iowa, through Iowa City. What road is
Part
that?
of the problem with that is that's not very up to date as far as what kind of roads you will be traveling on.
Right.
Well, we went there with Shrippy's mom's pickup, and you might not have been there, Jason, but I swear it only took us like 8 hours to get there. We were probably hauling the mail, though. No trailer, no nothing.
I'll give you 8 hours. This is showing me 8 hours. I know I made it from St. Louis to Farmington in a semi overnight, and it did not take me 10 hours to do it.
I think I've been there twice now, actually. No, I take that back. I've been there twice, but once was definitely... Yeah, so this one says Farmington to St. Louis is 7 hours, 48 minutes. That's what Google says, without traffic. So that's pretty quick.
Yeah. Tell you what, I am going to jump in the pickup and head for St. Louis. I'll call you guys when I get there. Just keep this rolling.
Play by play. Oh, what else we got?
Everybody knows, though, we measure everything from my house because I'm the furthest south, so all our trips start at my house.
Historically, most of them have.
Do people ever judge you when someone asks you how far is it to a place and you don't give them miles, you say it's like 20 minutes? You guys get that at all?
Can't say I've ever.
Well,
been
to me, miles are
judged.
minutes for the most part. You know.
Used to get that a lot when, because when where I grew up in Windham, we were 10 miles, how far are you out of town? 10 miles, something like that. I wouldn't say minutes, and then it's like when I moved to the cities, they're like, well, how far is it to, Mall of America? And I'm like, I don't know, it takes you 35, 40 minutes to get there, because it's might
Well,
only
that's
be...
the important thing. Does anyone really care how many miles it is? I mean, it's really about how long it takes you to get there.
Right.
No, it's about how many miles it is when you drive a gas guzzler. Do I need to fill up for this trip or not? That's what I want to know.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, Antiques Roadshow's on, you guys. Guess I know what I'm doing
North
tonight.
on Chevelle Avenue.
Oh,
Jason's red. He ain't kidding.
I'm out of
Get
here,
on Chevelle
boys.
and get going.
Damn it! I just gave away my address on the Talkin Moto podcast. I guess not really, because I don't live on that street. I mean for you to do that, lady.
How come? Yeah, I mean, I guess I always thought minutes were miles because you drive 60 pretty much everywhere you go. You drive 60, so it's about the same damn thing. So
It's about.
you're right. That's one of the few things I'll agree with you on.
So I was kind of reading some...
I should tell you too, Scotty. You word of wise, you'll never ever win an argument with a Klein. Period.
That's
So,
why I've completely given up.
It was...
that's the way we're made.
Yeah, there's... I think it's great, but it was just like... Because if you ask me, I totally fine with what Reed did. I'm not... I don't think it's that big a deal. I think maybe since obviously Kennard wasn't ready for it or whatever, didn't have his hands on the bars, and Reed maybe went in there to elbow him and his hand wasn't there, hits the bars. And I think if that tough block's not there and he just goes off the track, doesn't crash,
no problem at all.
there wouldn't have been anything, yeah.
I think they're way too quick to judge, in my opinion, and I think that's, it's just one of the things where look at it a few different times, got to consider the circumstances, and I just think that they need to get more consistent with their rulings, and that's obviously been a big problem for a long time. But
this is
I
what
say take away the black flag. There's no need for it.
I'm kind of with you there. I mean, if he keeps racing? Obviously, I don't think that Reed would have just not pulled off.
Then I think they send somebody out to tackle him.
No, I don't think they could. See, that's what if I was him, I'd have just kept riding because at least then you have a finished position that you can say, your ruling was bullshit. This is where I placed. I'm going to win the appeal if there is an appeal, and then I get my point back. Now he gets nothing. No chance at it. So I wouldn't have pulled off.
Would you... I'm going to throw this at you. You guys let me know if you believe me. I seen a black flag at the old... Well, it was when Lee ran it, but at Elko at a Motokazi race.
I think there is a black flag
Buddy,
in the Motokazi.
They had to make one real quick. They had to spray paint
probably
one.
did. It was just garbage.
our buddy Greg Lamont. So he's running. I think I might have still been in C class. So he was running probably plus 40 C. The gate drops. They go about 30 feet out of the gate, and him and another guy lock bars. And he went from riding position to completely on his side and just smoked his head on the ground. And he's lights out. And I was like, oh shit. So we like jump over the fence, and by the time we get to him, it was like someone hit a light switch, throws his arm up, hops up on his feet, grabs his bike, and takes off. And we're like, and I think Lee flagged him off. He was obviously right there. And
I think the answer is get rid of the black flag and get Steve Buscemi to stand up in the rafters and snipe him.
whoa, Jason.
What they should have is a remote kill switch for everyone's bikes installed. So when coming on the start straight, they can just shut it off.
I'm telling you, man, spike strips.
Someone's got to slide them out real quick and then get them off of there.
Mm-hmm.
See, I guess the only thing that I don't want to see happen is, now no one's going to want to run it in on each other, and it's going to, like, I'm all for the block passing, and I don't know.
I don't see that happen.
Like,
I don't see that happening at all because to me, there is a very distinct line between a racing incident, running it in on somebody, whatever happens, happens. There's a very distinct line between that and what Chad Reed did.
see, like, my point would be, let's say, like, the Alessi and Tickle thing. Like, that angle that Alessi had, right? He wouldn't have made that corner. So I think maybe, let me know if this is stupid, but, like, when they hit, like, both the bikes need to be going in the same direction, Like, to just completely chop the corner, cut in on a guy, it's like, you're not going to make that turn, Does that make any sense?
No, I agree with that, but I don't know. I don't know what the
Honestly, the contact that Reed made was minor compared to a lot of the contact that's been made, but it's obviously just the manner in which it was the circumstances surrounding it.
Yeah, it was the situation. It wasn't the act itself. It was how it came about.
And I don't think whatever, it's over and done with. Hopefully, maybe it'll light a fire under Chad, and he'll be fired up and itching to get back to where he was there, or it'll piss him off, and he'll figure he's out of it. Screw it, he'll ride around and take place the rest of the year.
Or
sucks.
he all of a sudden won't be racing next weekend.
I wouldn't be surprised about that either if he
wouldn't
boycotted the AMA or
He
whatever.
just says, you know what, I'm going to prove something here. We're done.
I got going back a couple weeks there, talking about our video really popped the views up there. I got 24 views, not me, but we boosted one video to 24 views and 13 views on the other. It's pretty good.
Heck yeah. Is he making any more of those? I know he's posts some here and there, but
He didn't make any of them. Well, he made some of them in high school, but
no. But doesn't Caleb have a GoPro now?
yeah, he's got a GoPro. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know what his story is. We don't know if he rides anymore or not.
Man of mystery.
He's got a moto van again.
True, he's got the wheels. He's got a bike that's all redone now. He's got a new case in there and got a lot of issues fixed.
It still falls apart.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He rode it at the
fuel
sandbox.
screw
Something fell.
again.
Yeah, fuel screw. Come on, that's simple. Get a spring
Majetski
on it.
lost his oil plug on Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yep. Did he catch it right away?
Yeah, it must have happened just as he was pulling off the track or right near then because he said it lost most of the oil sitting on the stand.
Oof.
That's no me gusta.
That's probably fine. Nothing to worry about. Hang on here.
I don't even put oil in mine, so I don't know what he's worried about.
What's the point, man? I run silica sand in it.
Well. All right, so We could maybe talk some other racing if we want. We got
Like what?
well, just not. We haven't really talked about Cooper Webb, new points leader.
I seem to recall talking about Cooper Webb
No,
sometime in the last hour and 45 minutes.
I must not have been paying attention.
You probably weren't. You were off looking at oogle.com.
Good site,
I'm
by
going
the way.
back to that website. Yeah, I'm going back right now.
I need to check this out.
Hey, you're just using the internet for all its resources.
That's right.
Oh, shoot. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
What was
Oogle?
No, not
Me too.
Oh my. that first that comes. Wow.
Oh, Chris, what are you talking about?
He's on Oogle.
Arrangement finders.
Oh, he's talking about that. What do you call it? Protest? Is that what it was?
Demonstration.
Oh, are they doing something again up there?
Oh yeah, man.
Ah, fucking A.
You clicked it, didn't you, Jason? You clicked enter.
Huh? I didn't yet. No.
Don't do it.
I'm trying to figure out why CNBC, ABC, Fox, and CBS all have their logos on the site.
Marketing
And then
geniuses.
underneath it says girls will do anything for money.
I don't see those same advertisements from
Well,
those
I'm looking
companies.
on my phone. I'm on the mobile oogle.com.
It's mobile friendly.
It is mobile friendly.
I'll have to go and do some searches. I guess I didn't know 94 was shut down again.
BBW Desires. Oh my. That is quite graphic drawing. Wow. Oh, Ashley Madison.
Did you catch that, Jeff?
I don't know what I heard.
Oh, no, it's... Chris, made me late for work. Damn Black Lives Matter protest. Oh, shoot. That's funny.
Well, I could go off on a rant about that.
Go for it.
I don't know if it's in good taste or not.
Yeah. Might make for good...
Hey, can you play the intro again, like the beginning part? I didn't hear the start of it. I just caught it when it said Jason Place. I didn't hear my part.
Oh, your part is the best part.
I didn't hear any of it.
Oh.
I was wondering if I just got ousted.
Oh, no. You're in there.
No, your part is the best part.
We can...
What the hell good does shutting down 94E do for their stupid...
Yeah, it's
My
retarded.
point exactly. You're trying to gain sympathy.
Let's
from
ruin
those
a bunch
us.
of other people's days.
Exactly. Those of us that go to work for a living, you make it so it takes us 10 times longer to get home. Well, not me, but some people 10 times longer to get home from work because you're out there probably on welfare.
Here's what they need to do, and this is why I can't be in charge of things, is you get one of the city trucks with the little message board flasher, right? You drive that baby up there and be like, listen, in 15 minutes, we're running the snowplows. You need to get off the highway.
I say don't even run the snowplows. Just back them in there with their salt shakers full of sand and crank that spreader full blast.
Sandblast him?
Yep. What I really enjoy is all these people are all about being against cops, and there's 500 state troopers there protecting these idiots.
Right. No, that was the other rant. I say that stuff to my wife, and she shakes her head at me, but it's like, if you want to be on this protest, have a list. And give them your address. So when your house is on fire or someone's breaking in and you call for help and your address pops up,
Sorry,
we're
you don't
busy.
like us.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a rough deal, man.
This is, well, it's kind of good you brought it up. Maybe this is similar to kind of like the Reed thing. It's, you got two different sides, obviously. You know, we seem to be more on the same side on this protesting thing versus the Reed and Kennard thing. But does that make sense? It's kind of, you got two different sides to every story, and I don't know. I was always told if playing on the road's not a good idea.
There's three sides to every story, Scott.
What?
There's three sides.
No.
Yes,
I'm
there's
fine.
this person's side, the opposition side, and then the truth.
Yes.
Somewhere, they're not always the same.
You know what? You want to go out, protest, demonstrate, whatever. Don't do it where it's connect other people.
That have nothing to do with your cause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That being said, I think we better have a demonstration tomorrow.
A demonstration?
Yep.
Oh boy.
I think what you guys should do is demonstrate in front of Lampert's, just to the south, so I can't get in. And then when I'm on my way to work, I'll just turn around and come home. That seems like it would probably work out for everyone.
I'd be okay with that. Except do it more like 5:30 in the morning. Don't wait till 7 because
Just make sure to stay there until 7, because I don't want to miss out on this.
This is like the other thing, because they were doing that out in Milwaukee too, and they were on this walking protest. Which to me, it's like, all right, well, you're going to walk, you're going to walk for 10 miles, 12 miles? Well, what are you going to do when you get to your destination?
You got to take a bus.
Take a
home,
nap.
man.
You got to find a ride home. It doesn't seem like a good idea. I don't know. Oh, well.
What do you do?
Do we want to hear some of Ellie Reed's? Her Twitter didn't seem
I
too
do.
bad.
Let's talk about what she said. What'd she say?
Well, here's one. Calling 22 a crybaby. Wow, my 2- and 4-year-olds have the same argument. Seriously. Sport's biggest crybaby. You want to get personal. Okay.
That one doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Be thankful no one got hurt. That's the most important fact. What do we got?
Wasn't there one that said Chad is still pulling parts of his fender out of his butthole?
Oh, yes, here it is. Oh, there's an Instagram. Hang on. I don't know the name of this stand-up comedian guy. It's not Chris Rock. You don't black flag Chad Reed. Oh, that's funny.
On a football side note there, Scott.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you happen to see them today with the State Farm insurance guy, the old guy in the waiters with the fishing pole,
no.
holding the Vince Lombardi trophy over a Packer player on his back? Saying, you got to be quicker.
Moment of silence.
I cried when I saw that one. Not that I give a rat's ass about football, but that one got me.
Here's what drives me nuts, and it's nothing to do with the game yesterday, and I've said this about other games I've watched this season. It blows my mind that a team, now I'm not going off of yesterday, but like how a team can just completely dominate someone first half, and it's just like second half comes out and it's like they've switched teams or something, and it's like complete opposite, and it.
Wow, you've been out of Minnesota for too long, Scott. You forget that that's the way things go around here.
Yeah, the other thing I was getting a good chuckle is I've never was a real big Vikings fan, so it was easy to convert to a Packer fan. But like, obviously they lost yesterday, and like all my friends on Facebook are just like, all these Packer jokes and this and that, and it's just like, I think they're still a lot better than the Vikings. And fourth place out of, 32 teams or whatever it is. I mean, that's not bad either.
Right. I'm sorry I brought it up.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm done now.
Sweet. I wonder.
Oh, yeah, we got sidetracked off the Ellie.
I wonder. All right. I'm going to do this quick. I hope it doesn't mess up audio horribly. This is for Jeff.
Wait for it.
Emma, don't be shy.
Tuesday night's plastic corrosion awareness meeting was, I think, a big success, and we want to thank Mr. Spell for putting that on for us.
That's your segment, Jeff.
Well, what from?
Toy Story.
Oh, it didn't sound too much like Tom Hanks, but is that because he's Woody?
Exactly.
There's the connection.
Exactly. I actually have the whole thing right here in front of me. What is that?
Are you guys picking that up?
Yeah.
That's static? That's my TV. Is that cool or what? It just randomly...
How cool that is.
It randomly, like, starts crackling. Even when it's off.
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Mute that. Now I have Ecstasy of Gold playing in the background.
Ooh.
That sounds sweet.
Alright, what do we got going?
I wish this crap worked better. I could make things so much better if this crap worked like it was supposed to.
We'll get there. We'll get there. You think it's just your computer? It's too much
It's
for
been a
your
year,
computer?
Scott.
I know.
I don't know. Everything's working pretty well tonight.
Knock on wood. Alright, let's see. What else? I think we've hit quite a bit tonight. I did like...
I've hit quite a bit tonight.
I did
I took too big hit.
I did like Pike's... I don't know if that was on his Instagram or someone posted it to his Instagram or what. It was a picture of Weston and it was like Chuck Norris. Never heard of her. Did you guys see that one?
Huh. This nails home my point, Scott.
Talk to me.
Anybody who is a faithful listener of the Talkin Moto podcast will remember that I brought it up last week and you did not even listen to it.
Damn it. Maybe I saw it afterwards.
Jesus.
My bad, buddy.
You know, I don't even know why I bothered. I'm tendering my resignation. I'm done.
You're not going anywhere. I just brought that up because it's on my list. Pike tried running practice. Hurt his foot again. Didn't race. No go.
Then he went home. And
You guys, have you guys got on Racer X and looked at the rider reaction, the 450 words?
No.
I haven't read it yet.
It's
I don't read stuff while we're on air because it's not polite to pay attention to
Granted-
what people are saying.
Scott.
I'm not going to read it to you, but it's all it is a list of social media from riders, and virtually all of them are saying that the black flag was BS, except for Savachi. He's the only one who says that it was the right move. But everyone else, Weimer's quote is perfect. Rules written in pencil are tough to follow. Get a little shit for that from someone, but
Might. But you
and
know
then
what?
Carey Hart posts a picture of Alessi's T-bone on Tickle.
Oh, I did see that one.
Well, maybe this will get some people talking and get some things happening.
See,
I don't
okay,
know.
now Chisholm's. Did you read Chisholm's? His was, regardless of what happened prior, all Chad Reed did was take Trey out. Why didn't Webb get a black flag on Bauer or Hansen on McElrath? Hansen hit him. Webb never touched Bowers.
I think there might have been a slight amount
No,
of contact. I think
they never
Webb's rear
hit-
wheel.
Ugh.
I think Webb's rear tire hit Bowers' foot. I guarantee you that. There was no bike contact. Certain.
So we can say
Real,
we can say minimal contact.
oh, very minimal. Absolutely.
I don't think you can.
Well, I think, Reimer's got a good point, too, when he says something about on TV commercials, and they talk about Bam Bam's riding style, Barsha being aggressive, and all these people, they kind of hype it up and get people riled up and on the TV commercials and stuff, crashes and takeouts, and then they punish a guy for actually doing it. But yeah, it's funny to hear the riders take. Obviously Chisholm, I don't know if you guys are aware, but he rides at Reed's a lot. Him and him are good buddies, so he's gonna have Reed's back for sure. So I think his deals are you can pretty much dismiss him. He ain't gonna say anything bad about Reed. So, but like Les Smith, I don't think he has any skin in the game. He says Moto's starting to get like football, bump someone and you're out.
But read the next one.
And then Carmichael, yeah, even Carmichael, I wouldn't even consider that as a hit, more like a nudge. So, I wish Carmichael would have been in the booth for that one. He'd have been like, "Are you kidding me? That was nothing." Maybe not. He's kind of PC nowadays, but
That would be pretty funny if they could do like a after show or do something where they would, say what's on their mind, Uh-oh. You guys still with me?
yeah, I'm here.
I don't know if you caught that at all, Jeff, if you watched the Race Day Live stuff. They had David Pingree on there, and he was saying, like, who was it? Why am I drawing a blank to the guys that do Race Day Live? Oh, my God.
Yeah, Jim Hawley.
Yeah.
And then some other guy.
Yeah. That Andy Bauer, I think his name.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. So they're
Okay.
like, when they interview guys, they kind of got to be, maybe careful as to what they say. And then they bring Pingree on, and he's like, "Oh, you can kind of throw people under the bus." And he's like, "Well, I don't want to say I'm like throwing them under the bus. He's just, calling it like he sees it, and those guys, don't want to say stuff that's too terrible because obviously, they see him every week and, probably want to get more interviews out of him versus,
Yeah.
pissing him off before next time or something.
Which sucks.
What? Oh,
Because
that
it goes back to the same old point. It's all about money.
yeah.
I do enjoy Chad saying it's over and dusted. Who says that?
He's from Aussie, man.
I know.
You don't even know what he's saying sometimes.
I love that. I'm gonna start saying that. It's over and dusted. Or I'm just gonna say it's dusted.
All right, boys.
I might even shrink it down to just dusted.
This podcast is dusty.
It is dusted.
Hang on.
Or, by the looks of my desk here, dusty.
Well, I think we started the show with Jason's intro. We're going to close it. Then Jeff can hear his...
We need an outro.
Does it even say my name?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little scared to click on it because it's going to start playing.
Click.
What? All right, guys. Thanks for listening. TalkinMoto.com.
Peace.
Are you going to let the whole thing play till the end, Scott? Because this is hilarious.
Gosh, I'd have to get creative. I was just going to play what I played earlier. But let's see. We got round 4 is open, so you guys can go make your picks. I did not...
Tell you, too, I'm not going to be here 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
I'm going to miss that show.
Oh. You having a baby?
We're having a baby.
Nice.
Guest appearance?
Maybe. Maybe I'll call in and you can hear that little thing crying.
No, I meant we're going to replace you with a guest.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect. You guys got 2 weeks to find one.
Jenny wants us to get Lee on here.
Perfect.
I hit
He can talk.
I hit Clayton up. I hit Mike at MB1 up. So
Let's get Bowers on.
yeah,
There's something else.
I think we.
I don't necessarily mean that kind of guest. I mean somebody to fill in for the full 2 hours.
Get your brother on here and we can argue for 2 hours.
Yeah, like I told you, that's a losing proposition. Even if you're right, you still lose.
But
Like I said, every time I argue with, I'm right, but I still don't win.
I don't think you probably lose. It'll just be 2 hours of argument. There will be no winner, but it'll just be like, all right, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
I'm tapping out.
I'm not saying you win, but we're done.
Alrighty.